Today's video, we're going to talk about PMAX campaigns where your CPCs go way down and your impressions go way up all of a sudden out of nowhere, or seemingly out of nowhere. There's a really specific reason that I can give you why this happened. So if this has happened to you, you'll want to hear this. If it hasn't happened to you, you're going to experience this at some point if you don't understand how to prevent this as well. I'm going to say exactly how to prevent it, and then how much this is going to affect your profitability when and if it does happen. If you see a chart like this in your account with your PMAX campaigns and your CPCs go way the hell down while your impressions go way the hell up, which is not a good thing at all, by the way, then you got a major problem on your hands, and Google's taking a big, fat, wet bite out of your ass with this chart looking like this and what's happening at ground level. You do not want to see your CPCs going down like this. Why is that? Because that means you're actually paying less per click, of course, but also means you're getting lesser quality clicks. There's nothing free in life. Stuff that's cheaper and that is priced on an auction system, which we got supply and demand in the business world, that means less people want it because it doesn't convert. Google, with their PMAX campaigns, loading you up with traffic nobody else wants. Yes, it's cheap, but it's basically worthless. They're pawning all this traffic on you. Why are they pawning it on you? Well, that's really simple. You have, through your targeting options, told Google that you don't care for them to do it to you. Yes, I said it. When you set your target ROAS or target CPA on your campaign too conservative of a basis or too liberal, however you want to look at it, what Google's going to say is, aha, I found a sucker that I can take the big wet bite out of their ass here, push up our quarterly revenue numbers here. We're going to take this account with this PMAX, this account with this PMAX, and we're going to jack up the amount of impressions from the junk clicks nobody wants, and we're going to make our quarterly numbers that way, baby. And you're a part of this system. You're a part of our plan. There's a way to precisely set up your targets so Google just simply passes you over and finds some other sucker to deal with. So they're the ones eating dirt at the end of the day, and you're up here high, sitting pretty, ideally them being your competitors, and you're just simply making straight profit, baby. And this really all just comes down to you and understanding the mechanics behind the strategy and the process of doing this for your own business and for your own PMAX campaigns. I'll tell you how much this is going to affect your campaigns, by the way, in terms of loss of profits, loss of revenue as well. Before I dip into that information, this is the chart that you ultimately want to avoid and what you're looking for if you've seen Google take advantage of you in the way that I just mentioned. Ultimately, what causes this? Well, there's technically a couple main ways I'm going to go over. The main way is when you have a low ROAS target or a high CPA target. What happens is, let's say you set your target CPA or target cost per lead. You want your campaign to produce $30 a lead, let's say. Your campaign's cruising along. It's getting about a $30 CPA. All of a sudden, you have a good week out of nowhere. Maybe people in your market all of a sudden just, the weather changed and now they're indoors, they're buying shit. Your CPA went down to $15 for a week. Google's going to say, aha, we're getting this guy too much results. We need to load this sucker up with a bunch of junk traffic because he will take it and not bitch. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, once we've done that, your cost per lead is going to be $30. We're going to deliver what you said you wanted. How can you complain about that? But it could have been $15, but they're not going to let you get away with that because you said you wanted 30. Now, if you would have said you wanted 15, they wouldn't have loaded it up in the junk traffic. Now, this is tricky because if you set your target cost per lead at $15 and you normally get 30, then you're just simply going to have your impressions fall off a cliff and you're not going to get any impressions at all. So how do you deal with this? Well, it's tricky. Generally speaking, the answer to that conundrum is that you set your targets so that Google always is chasing better results for you. So if you're averaging at $30 in conversion in the last 7 to 30 days, you should be setting the target CPA for your PMAX campaign to be $25. So Google's going to say, hey, we can't mess around with this guy and load him up on a bunch of junk clicks, because if we do that, he may jump ship. But the guy over here that we're doing better than average now, with, by the way, nothing that they changed really, other than the consumer behavior changed in the market short term, they're going to give it to him because he's not going to call up support and complain or stomp off, pissed off, bailing off, they'll never do Google again. If you're using target ROAS bidding, it's the same thing. If you're averaging 300%, that target ROAS should be 330. If you hit 330, or when when you do hit 330, it should be 360. When you hit 360, it should be 400. It should be always about 15 to 30% higher than what you actually want at the end of the day. Conservatively, just set it at 15% higher. If this starts happening to you semi-frequently, go 30%. That's the easy fix to all this in reality. That said, there's another major reason and why this happens as well. It's not listed on the board. And that is when your tracking breaks. Either you set up conversion goals through Google Ads, those broke, that sent the campaign back into learning mode, of which Google takes a big wet bite out of your ass right away when you do that, if it's been longer than like 24 hours that your tracking's been broken. Which is why, by the way, you want to have backup conversion goals for every goal that you're tracking. And you want to be checking your tracking every day, literally, if you've got a lot of money riding on this, and your company rides on the performance of your ad account, so that if the tracking is broken, you can immediately switch to the backup goal until the primary goal you were using before is fixed. That way, there's no chance for the campaign to go back into learning mode and have Google take this big wet bite out of your ass. The other way that this happens, by the way, is if you have Google Analytics linked up with Google Ads, which you absolutely should do with PMAX, because that's a big part of what gets results on PMAX, by the way. They use all the data in GA4, Google Analytics, to power the PMAX campaign with their added machine learning capability. If your Google Analytics account takes a shit because whatever reason, you're double counting, half counting, traffic or leads or whatever, the goals that you had before in there are broken, then that'll also send the campaign back into learning mode and then give you a chart like this. So how do you prevent that from happening? Well, naturally, there's not a whole lot you can do other than the fact that, like I said before, if it breaks, try to fix it as quick as possible. But the problem is, after a couple of days of it being broken already, you're already going to have the thing back in learning mode. And frankly, it goes into learning mode quicker the more time that you've ran the campaign, because the more time you've ran the campaign, the more data Google has about what's normal and what's not. And as soon as they start sensing something isn't the way that it was, it goes back into learning mode and you get a chart like this again. You've been running your campaign for a few years already. You got no more than 24 hours to get it fixed. Otherwise, this is going to happen. The good thing is, if this happens, right, 7 days to 10 days later, you'll be back where you were. Could be back to where you were as little as 48 hours. Generally speaking, if you get it fixed fast, 48 hours will be all it is. And in that 48 hours, though, baby, you're going to have a big chunk of money spent on nothing. A big nothing for you. No sales. All mostly mobile app traffic. Just garbage. And of course, Google's doing this on purpose. Why the hell would your campaign go back into learning mode and then suddenly they ramp you up with app traffic? You're not going to hear this anywhere else besides on this channel, because I'm not afraid to say it, because it's the reality. I still love Google to death, and it makes me millions of dollars a year, literally. I can't bite the hand that feeds me either, because I'm playing their game and I'm willing to do it. That said, I'm talking freely about what this is. Why? Because I want, of course, building a channel here, but I want people to know if this happens, the worst thing you can do is start changing shit, because that's going to make the learning mode last longer. The cure to this is fixing the tracking or Google Analytics if you have that problem, and then waiting and letting the time fix all. If you got the hot streak of conversions and Google decided with their algorithm to take advantage of you because of this. That's why and when this happens. I see this happen all the time now. So of course we have dozens of ad accounts I'm managing, doing the strategy on. Our team helps manage the accounts. I do all the strategy. I manage the team, but I see the results go haywire. I get an email once every quarter at least. Corey, why is our clicks going way up and our impressions going way up all of a sudden? And I have to explain this whole thing. Now that I made this video, I'm just going to start forwarding this exact video onto them, because the answer is one of the three things I just mentioned every single time itself. More so, it's, when you hit a hot streak, you're going to have this happen. Then the tracking does not break as often. Just, that's how the odds lay. But your tracking is eventually always going to break. It's not a matter of if, but when. tracking super finicky. You could change nothing and then all of a sudden Google changes their systems and it breaks. You need to have, if you don't hire an ad agency like ours to monitor it very, very closely, you need to have someone in-house that does it. You're not going to get by with anymore setting up your tracking like, okay, I'm done, tracking's done, and never look at it again or pay attention to it again. You got to have backup goals. You got to compare your primary goal data to your backup goal data to make sure it's tracking at a similar ratio. You got to send test transactions through, test form fills through, making sure the conversions show up like they're supposed to. All this stuff, because when it breaks, if you don't fix it, your campaigns are going to stay broken until it's fixed. What the average guy will do is they'll just do nothing because they're like, oh, I'm not paying somebody to watch my campaigns. They run themselves. Ultimately, your tracking's going to break. You're going to go back into learning mode. And you're going to figure out a week from now that the sales that you're experiencing that have evaporated, it's due to something to do with the ads. Then you're going to spend another week figuring out it's the tracking. You're going to spend another week or two figuring out how to fix the tracking. And here you are a month in on your account, not producing the revenue and profit it was before. Yeah, that might be okay for you if you're only making $5,000 a month in profit right now. You may be able to stomach that. Even that would be bad. There's going to be a day where you make $50,000 a month and you just lost $50,000 because you were too short-sighted to put a system in place so that the day the tracking does break, it's broken for a day and not a month. I realize how human psychology is. Nobody buys home alarm systems until they've heard their neighbor got robbed. You can tell somebody till you're blue in the face that, here's the crime rates and here's the likelihood and da-da-da-da-da. And after someone got robbed next door, the rates have not changed. But that's when people buy. People buy tracking systems that are fault tolerant when their shit breaks and they've lost a whole month's worth of sales, but not before. So you can take my advice and do it now. It's going to break at some point in time. I manage dozens of accounts. One of the biggest jobs we have is fixing tracking, always breaking. Yes, we have 50 accounts, so it's always breaking technically, but every account, like on average, once every 2 or 3 years, it breaks. When it breaks, do you want to lose a whole month's worth of income? That's really up to you, I guess, if you want to do that. That's your call. I'm just trying to really get you to think about, okay, when it breaks, can I afford a month's worth of sales being gone? Because guess what? When your tracking breaks, your results are mostly gone. If you rely on PMAX mostly, sales are just mostly gone during that time. So it's up to you, really. And it may be more than a month before you diagnose it and fix it. Because the average guy that you hire for tracking doesn't know what he's doing. They don't know how to do anything in terms of tracking, which is why, by the way, most people that I manage their accounts, they don't have tracking when I start working with them. 70% of people are flying blind, no track or broken tracking. And if you call Google to help you set up the tracking, they don't even know how to do it. Ironically enough, it takes a special person who just does nothing but tracking if you're going to get something that's really good tracking wise. And of course, if you just hire that person when you need them, maybe they're ready to work on your stuff at that time when it's broken. Maybe they're not. Really, your only best play is to have an actual PPC firm who has in-house tracking specialists so that when it breaks, you can make one phone call and the shit's working the same day. That's the smart thing to do. I'm not trying to do a sales pitch here, but if you really want it fixed and you want it fixed in a hurry, that's the way. Given that most people can't afford to have an in-house tracking guy, because that in itself would be $150,000 a year for a really knowledgeable guy that can do stuff without micromanaging them. For what? For them to just work an hour a week? Like really what? What are you going to do? It's not realistic. That's why more than anything nowadays, people hire PPC firms, online advertising firms. It's about maintaining tracking more than anything, because if the tracking's maintained, the results will keep getting better without even making any changes, even though we make changes, of course. If you literally can make no changes, maintain the tracking, the results should slowly get better, especially with Google, especially with PMAX. Will you maintain the tracking? In terms of the scope of the change, I talk vaguely about how much this is going to affect your bottom line, but the average here, we had a house paint brand where this happened just the other day, where the sales specific, and I'll tell you, because we had the same brand where we had a hot streak and then this happened, and then we also had the tracking break and this happened, and we also had a Google Analytics break and this happened. So all three things happened to the same client, by the way. The drop in sales that we got from PMAX when we hit a hot streak itself was about 10 to 20% in that range in terms of our sales that we got dropped during that time. Why? Because because we were capped by daily budget. We weren't spending an unlimited amount. So what Google did was attribute essentially 10 or 20% of our traffic to shit traffic. And they do this again because they know when we look at the end of the month numbers that the return on the PMAX will be what we wanted it to be. But because the return was so high 2 days before the shit hit the fan here, they were able to do that to us. And there's nothing you can do to stop it if that happens. The way to stop it is realizing the target ROAS needs to be higher than what the average of the account is before you do it. Of which, by the way, again, it's tricky because even have it 15% higher than what the average of the account is. But if it suddenly gets 50% higher than the average, it's still going to do what it's going to do. So unfortunately, you can't prevent it from always happening, but you can get rid of 80% of it from happening to you just by having the 15% higher ROAS or 15% lower CPA target than your account average over the last month. When we're talking about Google Ads tracking breaking, oh gosh, this is where you get 30 to 40% drop in your revenue. You're basically taking a campaign that was profitable and you literally lose money on every sale just from this one thing happening. We also had Google Analytics break, and that in itself was even worse. When that happened to this particular client, that's the time I realized, oh, now I understand why PMAX works so differently than smart shop or regular shopping campaigns. It's because they're using Google Analytics data to identify trends and who should see the ad, who shouldn't. Makes sense. With this said, our drop in sales when Google Analytics broke was 40 to 50%. So a little bit more even. Bottom line, tracking breaks, Google Analytics breaks, you got a major problem on your hands till it's fixed. And you fix it within a day, probably going to get back to normal in 48 hours. So you're on the clock, and the longer it takes for you to figure it out, obviously, the more money you're losing. So can you take a 30, 40% drop in sales for a month because you don't have good systems in place? Well, I want to force you to answer that question for yourself, or not, and put your head in the sand and pretend like I never said anything, I guess. But that is the case study itself that I wanted to go over with you here to put this all in the frame of reference for you. If you want the key information that you need to know that's unpublished by Google, as well as most people online, subscribe to this channel. I've got all the great information that's going to help you make millions of dollars with not only Google ads, Facebook ads, and so forth. I've got a great blog on my site also. So after you subscribe to this channel, you should also check out my blog on my site at guaranteedppc.com/blog, where you can find step-by-step information on how to actually make money with ads the way that I do it to guarantee our clients results, with screenshots, with everything you need to do it. If you have any questions about anything I've covered here, by the way, leave me a comment below. I get back to every single person who leaves me a question or comment on this channel, usually within 24 hours. I also got a link to my Discord group in the video description. You should check that out as well. You can reach out to me there. You can also call me through my firm, of course. You can go to guaranteedppc.com and I'll set up a call with you. If you give me a call, we can do a coaching call, consulting call, or you can just ask me a one-off question, of course. I do manage clients' ad accounts, like I mentioned before, and we charge only when we get results for the client. That is, if we say we could get you $5,000 more profit a month from your ads as it sits today, we'll deliver that without charging anything up front for that first $5,000 increase in profitability. After that, we'll want our monthly fee to continue working together. That's our guarantee that we provide to our clients up front, and why we call ourselves Guaranteed PPC. If you would like to have that offer, reach out to me at guaranteedppc.com, and I'll tell you if we can do that, how much we can guarantee, and I'll give you an 8-quarter projection to boot. And then if you are interested in getting results, not working with an ad agency, but figuring out what works, because I know what works in your market, I got a perfect solution for you as well. I'll sell you the winning ad template that works for your niche market. And I've been in hundreds of markets over the last decade plus running this firm. I can tell you the winning ads, landing pages, campaign templates, and so forth for your market. You copy paste those into your ad account. You get the same results we did, practically speaking, in a different city or different country that our client's been in. And I'll tell you the results you're going to get with it up front. If you're interested in those templates, let me know. It's like having basically a business in a box. You install the template, it gets a return, you find somebody to do the work, you're making money. For starting a business, it's literally the easiest way, in my opinion. So anyway, if you're interested in that, you can definitely let me know as well. I pretty much summarized this whole concept of Google shit in the bed, PMAX, why they do it, how they do it. Like I said, if you have any questions, let me know. I'd be happy to answer them and let you know if this is happening to you and how to get it fixed, what's likely the issue causing it, if you can't diagnose the one of the 3 things that normally leads up to it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.
If you want to see another video, click here. It is one of my best ones.